All right, so here's some about what's been going on. Uh, Trump has been saying that the war is already won, that there's negotiations underway and stuff like this. But now we're hearing that the 82nd Airborne Division is going to be deployed somewhere about 2,000 troops. So which is it, man? It's so confusing. It doesn't make any sense. Who's lying, bro? Let's check this out.
President Trump claimed today the U.S. is already in direct negotiations with Iran and that the country has agreed to never have a nuclear weapon.
We're in negotiations right now. They're doing it along with Marco, JD. We have a number of people doing it. And the other side, I can tell you, they'd like to make a deal. And who wouldn't if you were there?
All right, CBS News Pentagon reporter Eleanor Watson joins me now. Eleanor, I know you have some new reporting about new U.S. deployments to the Middle East. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, the Pentagon is sending elements of the 82nd Airborne Division to the Middle East, including a headquarters unit as well as some ground forces.
Now, I've heard that the 82nd Airborne Division is like the real deal, bro. Like at any moment's notice, they're ready to go. I heard that they can be in locations, within 4 to 8 hours or something like that. So of all things, right? And everything that we're hearing, there seems to be a lot of conflicting reporting here. So either one, there's no negotiations. All of that was a lie. We're not winning the war, right? That's the reason for this. Or two, this is just some ploy to get the media to report on something, because Trump is going to use that to leverage that to make the enemy think that he's going to go a certain way, but he's going to come at it in another direction. So it's difficult
the possibility
to tell.
that the Trump administration could decide to put boots on the ground. These elements from the 82nd has an immediate response force that can deploy anywhere in the world within 18 hours of receiving the mission. They can parachute in, secure territory, and capture it, secure it until other forces can arrive. Those elements of the 82nd are headed that way. At the same time, a unit of 2,500 Marines is coming from the Pacific, expected to arrive in the Middle East later this week, and another unit from California of 2,500 Marines is on its way, expected to arrive over the next few weeks. These are the types of units, Sharika, that can launch limited ground operations. Think seizing Karg Island, that crucial hub for the export of Iran's oil.
They're also saying that they're going to do that they want to seize the island, but seizing the island also means you have to seize the coast as well, because then at that point it's a little island, right? Against the Iranian coast. But if negotiations were true and peace talks are underway and the war is already won, right? It's like 1 + 1 is 2. But over here, it's like 1 + 1 is like 5. Right? Are we winning the war? What's the reason to send, American heroes out there?
Or securing the southern flank of Iran to help reopen that Strait of Hormuz.
Eleanor Watson, I know you will stay on top of that for us. Thank you for that new information.
While I'm mentioning all of this, man, God bless our troops, honestly. Hopefully no other American has to lose a life. Praying for the families of anyone who has, or anyone who knows anybody, currently serving and or being deployed to get over there, right? This is just, you get bombarded. I've mentioned this a lot, by different sources and different narrations, each wanting to push a narrative. It's kind of hard to keep track of, what is the truth here, right? So if I'm playing 4D chess as they claim, that would be this would be the reason, is to have the media push a narrative, right? They already hate you anyway. Don't go that route and come out another way, right? That's the only thing I can think of, but we'll see what happens.
For more on this topic as a whole, let's turn to CBS News White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi. I know you've been following this all day. I've been seeing you on television. Olivia, the president alluded to getting a gift from Iran that had...
I had also read somewhere that the people who were, negotiating this, the mediators did not want to talk to Kushner and Witkoff anymore. That they wanted to speak to Vance. So that's also what I saw someone post. I don't know where. No, I had heard that in passing. So there's also that, but
To do with, he said,
it's
oil
getting
and
crazy,
gas.
man.
He said that it let him know that he was dealing with the right people. What details did he disclose about the negotiations as far as getting closer to having some sort of agreement with Iran moving forward?
Well, Jerika, it's great to see you. And yes, the president did say he got a present from the Iranians, but still a lot of questions remain about exactly who the White House is talking to when it comes to negotiations with Iran. Today, we did learn who is speaking for the
He's
U.S.
probably talking to Reza Pahlavi, bro, who's, poised to take over, and be like an interim governor or something, or a president for the state or for the country. Right? Maybe he's the one who's making these promises, right? Because he says, like, I can't disclose who that person is. So at this point, they've wiped out all of our Iranian leadership. That's what they've said. The people who came up after that, they wiped them out too. Who are they negotiating with if no one else? It has to be Reza Pahlavi, bro. That's the only person that, could make these kind of deals, right? Hey, like, we're almost going to take over, right? I'm going to give you some oil and all these things, right? I don't know.
U.S., and that includes the Vice President, J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, the Special Envoy Steve
And
Witkoff.
all of this as well, we kept hearing about drill, baby, drill, right? We have enough oil to sustain ourselves for I don't know how many years, was one of the campaign promises, right? Why are we in Venezuela and in Iran, bro? If that was true, if it was the case, right? I have a feeling that there's something more nefarious behind the reasons we're being told.
And the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. They are part of this group that is negotiating, they say, with Iran. But you're right, the president did say today negotiations are trending well. He said Iran gave us a present. This was in response to a question from our own Ed O'Keefe asking why the president trusts the Iranians at this moment. Take a listen to what he said.
Do you think I trust them? I don't trust them.
Well, then why bother talking to them?
Because they're going to make a deal. They're going to make a deal. They did something yesterday that was amazing, actually. They gave us a present, and the present arrived today. And it was a very big present worth a tremendous amount of money.
Now, the president.
Well, we released the Epstein files, man. Right? That was another campaign promise. How about that? How about we get the names? How about we get FBI to actually do its job? How about we get the federal government to do what the taxpayers are paying them to do? To go after, right, these people who supposedly are, in people of power, who are, doing nefarious things to little kids, right? How about that? I don't see the outrage of the people either, man. Right? You would think this would be like alarming bells, right? Am I incentivized to have kids? After hearing this, right? The kids are not safe. In any country where the kids are not safe, that country will not flourish. But this has blanketed over that. You see, there's a couple of people who have not lost focus, but
president also told our Jennifer Jacobs
sad.
that the present that he got, had something to do with the Strait of Hormuz. So we do know it has something to do with gas and oil, but we don't know exactly what this is. And also a reminder, the president has paused any retaliatory strikes on Iran's energy infrastructure while they're in this negotiation period that he says will last until Friday. So we will certainly be asking what this present is and whether or not we can see it. Jerika?
Yeah, and Iran not saying about anything as far as details about this gift. Olivia Rinaldi, thank you so much.
I would like to know. I'm assuming it's Reza Pahlavi who's making, these deals. It was the only reason why, he wouldn't disclose the name is because, they're probably going to look for him. Let's look at what the comments say. Negotiations, send troops. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's for real. What's the difference between the Iran war and the Vietnam war? A, Trump knew how to get out of the Vietnam War. Oh, no way, bro. Where's Barron? Does he have foot spurs too? This isn't going away anytime soon. It's not over, bro. It's far from over. This thing is just getting started, and who knows where it is going to end up, right? there's a lot of people who are thinking, this is gonna bring about, prophecy and the end of the world events and stuff. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know if you agree with these kind of decisions. Let me know if you find it odd as well. That Trump is saying we're winning the war, but they're sending the 82nd, or that's what's being reported. The 82nd Airborne, who, as this lady said here, can be at any location within up to 18 hours. To take the island. Apparently, that's one of the things they want to do. You know what to do. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And I will see you all in the next one, man. Peace.